All right, welcome back to Midday. We have Michael Marino joining us and Kim Coltman. Michael, you are Sales and Customer Relations for Payvita Canada, and Kim, you're a payment advisor here in Kamloops for the company. Thanks for being here, you guys. I want to talk a little bit about your company. It's a leading financial technology company that helps businesses both small and big when it comes to payment options. But how do you sort of explain, first of all, what the company really is?
Sure. No, we're a Canadian-based company. We're based out of Vancouver. We've got a fantastic team of payment advisors right across the country that are dedicated to our culture of creating a fundamental change in the industry.
Right.
So we are now a low-cost provider with no contract, and we're an alternative to the major banks.
Okay.
So one of the key things about our industry is education.
Right.
It's taking the time to educate the merchant about what's going on in the industry. So that's why our approach is consultative, it's in person, and we take the time to show the business owner what's going on and allow them to make the decisions for themselves as to what's best to make their business run more effectively.
And this is to do mostly with payment options like debit card and credit card,
That's correct. Point of sale, credit and debit card processing.
Okay. There's a lot of industry changes in the industry. There's high rates and service fees and things like that we all deal with. Yes. But what are some of the changes, and how do you sort of offer something different for these smaller and bigger businesses?
Yeah. Well, the industry is really characterized by rapid change over the last 10 to 15 years. And about 10 years ago, the government decided to deregulate the industry. And that was in the hopes to bring more competition to the industry, to drive prices down, improve service and technology. But there were some negative effects that came with deregulating the industry. Right. So reselling companies entered the industry, third-party lease agreements, big cancellation fees, convoluted billing, you name it. If you're a merchant out there, you know what I'm talking about. So that made a really bad name for the industry. And now it's our time to come in and help to take away that speculation and help business owners understand what's going on.
And Kim, you're based out of Kamloops. You're the payment advisor right here. So how's the response been locally for companies here, or businesses here?
Well, we're really pleased to have partnered with certain businesses in town so far. We're still working on developing, further client relationships. But right now we've got Eris 360 working with us. We've got Cork and Label U Brew, Chelsea's Bakery, the Napa's. Actually, we've got Napa Canada-wide. We've got another company called Nagar Cell Phone Accessories, just to name a few. But we are currently just trying to build that market more here and trying to educate more of the merchants that are in Kamloops, including home-based businesses.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that. What is the home-based business
there are a lot of
option for them?
We can do many different ways. We do have swipers that you can take. For example, somebody doing Party Light or Epicure or any one of those home-based businesses where they're going out and doing parties and they're selling a product. We have the technology now that they can take a swiper with them, plug it into their cell phone or their iPad, and that way they're not getting charged. Because if you're accepting credit cards and you don't have a swiper, then you're going to get charged higher rates because of card not present. It's considered a risky sale, so they charge you more money to do it. With this, we're going to be able to get home-based businesses set up on something that's not going to cost them a lot of money. It's going to allow them to get their sales in more quickly. It'll allow them to get their money quicker as well. So that's one of the things that you'll find with Payvita is that you do get your money the next day after you cash out on your machine. Whereas with some of the other providers, they're holding on to people's money for 3 days. And that makes no sense because the reason you're doing the credit and debit card processing is so that you can bring the money in sooner.
Of course,
You need to run your business.
And you mentioned, that it can be risky. So what are some of the things that merchants really should look out for?
So if you're a merchant out there, there's 3 things that we want to draw your attention to. The first thing is contracts and cancellation fees. They take away all of the accountability from the processor's end, right? So a cancellation fee can range from $250 upwards of tens of thousands depending on how these contracts are worded. So we encourage people to avoid that. The second is leases. Third-party lease agreements are the evil in the industry. And what they do is essentially you're paying for a piece of hardware in your business that you do transactions through. And that piece of hardware costs approximately $300. but your processor will lease it to you for a magnitude of 6, 7, 8, 9 times the value of that piece of hardware. So it's just not very advantageous for the business owner. And the third thing, which I encourage all business owners to educate themselves on, is the difference in pricing structures from tiered pricing to interchange plus pricing. And if you don't know what that is, I would encourage you to look on Google, or more importantly, call Kim to get the information, and call anybody at PayVita. We'd be happy to explain that to you.
Yeah, because building a business is hard enough, so you want to make sure you have options, and your company really provides that. That's great.
Right.
Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. And again, the website is payvita.ca, but this is the number on the screen here is how you can contact Kim locally here in Kamloops. Michael is based out of Kelowna, but if you need to get a hold of Kim, there's the number to do so. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back after a break. Stay with us.